Morning. Coop here, alcoholic, live from the Pirate's Paradise gift shop and studio. Today, I want to read a little bit out of the big book again, the chapter entitled More About Alcoholism, Chapter 3. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, just the first part of it. Most of us have been unwilling to admit we were real alcoholics. No person likes to think he is bodily and mentally different from his fellows. Therefore, it is not surprising that our drinking careers have been characterized by countless vain attempts to prove we could drink like other people. The idea that somehow, someday he will control and enjoy his drinking is the great obsession of every abnormal drinker. Persistence of this illusion is astonishing. Many pursue it into the gates of insanity or death. This shit will kill you. We learned that we had to fully concede to our innermost selves that we were alcoholics. Acceptance. This is the first step in recovery. The delusion that we are like other people or presently may be has to be smashed. I'm absolutely not like anybody else. Trust me. We alcoholics are men and women who have lost the ability to control our drinking. We know that no real alcoholic ever recovers control. All of us felt at times that we were regaining control, but such intervals, usually brief, were inevitably followed by still less control, which led in time to pitiful and incomprehensible demoralization. We are convinced to a man that alcoholics of our type are in the grip of a progressive illness. Over any considerable period, we get worse, never better. We are like men who have lost their legs. They never grow new ones. Neither does there appear to be any kind of treatment which will make alcoholics of our kind like other men. We have tried every imaginable remedy. In some instances, there has been brief recovery, followed always by a still worse relapse. Physicians who are familiar with alcoholism agree there's no such thing as making a normal drinker out of an alcoholic. It just doesn't happen. Science may one day accomplish this, but it hasn't done so yet. California sober, Malibu douchebag, whatever other fly by night shit you see on TV or Facebook or the interwebs. Despite all we can say, many who are real alcoholics are not going to believe they're in that class. By every form of self deception and experimentation, they will try to prove themselves exceptions to the rule. Therefore, non alcoholic. If anyone who is showing inability to control his drinking can do the right about face and drink like a gentleman, our hats are off to him. Heaven knows we have tried enough, hard enough, and long enough to drink like other people. Here are some of the methods we have tried: drinking beer only, limiting the number of drinks, never drinking alone, never drinking in the morning, drinking only at home, never having it in the house, never drinking during business hours, drinking only at parties, switching from scotch to brandy. Scotch is nasty shit. Drinking only natural wines, agreeing to resign if ever drunk on the job, taking a trip, not taking a trip, swearing off forever with and without solemn oath, taking more physical exercise, reading inspirational books, going to health farms and sanitariums, accepting voluntary commitment to asylums. We can increase the list ad infinitum. We do not pronounce any individual as alcoholic, but you can quickly diagnose yourself. This is the only self-diagnosed disease there is. Step over to the nearest bar room and try some controlled drinking. Good luck. Try to drink and stop abruptly. I could never pull that off. I could never take a couple sips out of a drink and set it down and walk away. I walked out of more bars in this country taking glasses with me because they still had booze in them. Try it more than once. It will not take long for you to decide if you are honest with yourself, honesty about it. It may be worth a bad case of the jitters if you get a full knowledge of your condition. There is no way of proving it. We believe that early in our drinking careers, most of us could have stopped drinking. But the difficulty is that few alcoholics have enough desire to stop while there is yet time. We've heard of a few instances where people who showed definite signs of alcoholism were able to stop for a long period because of an overpowering desire to do so. Big book, chapter 3, fourth edition. So the controlled drinking thing, I was advised to try that. Um, if I didn't know or didn't think or wasn't convinced I was an alcoholic, and I didn't have to try it because I know, I would go to bars and with my ex-wife, and she would want to go somewhere else, and she'd have a full glass of Black Velvet and Pepsi, and it's like I would take that glass with me, so I'm not leaving that shit. Um, I'm not that type. if the booze is there, I'm going to drink it till it's gone, and I'm probably going to find a way to go get more, which leads to other criminal activities and things of that nature. The whole point here is, I can't tell you you're an alcoholic. You can't tell me I'm an alcoholic. I can suspect and you can suspect, but I have to say that I'm an alcoholic. I have to be at the point where I'm ready to give up. I have to be at the point where I'm willing to accept that I can't do this. My life is unmanageable. There's a power greater than me that can do that. So more of the whole chapter of more about alcoholism is just basically giving you other perspectives of other people to look at and say, hey, I can relate to that. I can relate to that. The whole list of trying different things, switching to only beer, switching to only vodka, you know, I don't drink, certain times. And it never worked. I drank all the time. It was, sun up to sundown was where I was at the end of my drinking career. Um, so, if you're suspecting that you are an addict or an alcoholic, try the controlled stuff. Try to hold down the fort and say, hey, I'm gonna have, I'm only gonna have one beer, and leave that 12 pack in the fridge and see if you can do it. For me, I would say that I'm done. I'm not drinking anymore. This is my last beer, you know. And 10 minutes later, I'm sitting there with another beer, thinking, well, wait a minute, I didn't even want this beer. And then another and another and another and another until I passed out, So, but if you doubt yourself, just try it. Take the advice of other people who have tried it. Just try it. And the other thing is that relapse sucks. It's bad. It's always worse than it was before you quit, but relapse is not a requirement. And I hear more and more people talk about, well, I did it and then I relapsed. And, you don't have to relapse. It's not a requirement. I don't know where some people get that it is a part of recovery. It is not. Um, relapse doesn't have to happen. You don't have to go back out. You can stay here. But, if you do go back out, you know where to come for the help. And I just pray that anybody that does try this and then relapses, I pray that they make it back. Um, as I've said before, this is life or death. For me, I will fucking die if I start drinking or using again. It's the bottom line. I know I got another drunk in me. I absolutely know that 100%. But I know also, without a doubt, I don't have another recovery in me. I don't have it. It's not there. So I don't know. Maybe this one's a little rambling. Uh, Let me know. Have a good day.